Hey guys, Dibz here, and in this video I will quickly go over some ways that you can deal with Bastion effectively. There have been a lot of questions about him lately, and so I want to help you guys out and give some tips and counters on how to deal with him. As you know, Bastion is one of the highest damage dealers in the game. While in Sentry mode, his fire rate is around 30 rounds per second, dealing a possible of 4 to 15 damage each round, meaning 120 to 500 damage per second. This is an insane amount of damage, and if not careful, he can wipe you out quickly. Not only that, if he has a boost from a Mercy and a shield from a Reinhardt, he can be very deadly as well. So, to deal with him, here are the first few steps you need to keep in mind. First, you need to find out his location. If you are surprised by his location, you'll get caught off guard and pretty much die instantly. So make sure you listen for his chain gun or other voice actions to figure out where he is, or ask your teammates if they know. Secondly, if you are a flanker, avoid his line of sight and go around him where he isn't expecting you. If you can get behind him, his blue spot that is showing is his headshot. Shoot at it and he should go down quickly. Thirdly, travel as a group and be sure to have a Reinhardt shield as a buffer. Going in one by one is the sure way to die versus a Bastion. If you coordinate with your group and give Bastion multiple targets to deal with, best from both in front and behind him, he will have a hard time dealing with you, as he can only shoot in one direction at a time. Lastly, if he dies once, make sure he doesn't get to set up again. When respawning, he has to get to a location to set up, and if you spot him running to an area trying to set up, attack him before he gets the chance to, as he's less dangerous in his walking form. Now, let's go over his hero counters. First is GENJI. He is one of the most effective ways to deal with Bastion because of his mobility and his reflectability. Not only can he get to him quickly and dash across the map to avoid his shots, GENJI's deflectability can catch Bastion off guard very easily. Reflecting damage back to him will most likely kill him, but stopping him from shooting in a direction is most of the time enough to help your team push forward. If you don't kill him with your deflect, make him spin around in circles until your team pushes up. What I normally do is, I try to come out of Bastion's line of sight, run right in front of him, and use my reflect. Most of the time, if you aim it at him, he will kill himself or at least deal some self-damage. This is the most effective way that I know of to deal with him at the moment. Next is Tracer. Because Tracer moves so fast, she can be a counter to Bastion, depending on the Bastion's reflexes. If you can bypass Bastion's vision and get behind him without noticing, unload a clip into his blue spot behind him in Sentry mode, and you can pretty much kill him. However, if he sees you and expects you, he can kill you very quickly. Just try to be sneaky and get around him. However, if your ultimate is up, you can use it on Bastion, and if it is close enough or on him, it'll kill him in one hit. It is the most effective way to deal with him as Tracer. Another good counter is Pharah. Because of her accuracy from afar, you can also shoot rockets from farther than he can accurately shoot you. Just like JUNKRAT, if there is a Reinhardt shield, just keep firing until the shield is down and eventually you'll be able to hit him. Without a shield, you can just pretty much kill Bastion easily if you keep dashing back and forth around the corner. Now moving on to HANZO. With or without a shield, HANZO is a good pick for Bastion because of his range against him. You can shoot far range and snap him from long distances. If you peek out enough to shoot him and not take too much damage at once, you can kill him with a few shots. If he's protected with the Reinhardt shield, and if there is a wall above him or next to him, you can use Scatter Arrow to bypass the shield by shooting near him, and the Scatter Arrows can hit the Bastion. Not only that, HANZO's ultimate will definitely either kill the Bastion or make him move in regular form, making him a more vulnerable and easy to deal with target. WIDOWMAKER. As the same as HANZO, she can snipe from long distances and take out Bastion. However, if there is a Reinhardt shield protecting Bastion, she doesn't have much she can do versus him, so keep an eye on their composition and just stay far, far away. Now onto JUNKRAT. With or without a shield protecting the Bastion, JUNKRAT is also good because of the amount of damage and range he has. Without a shield, JUNKRAT can lob grenades at Bastion's location if you know where he is set up. Just stay out of his sight and lob over obstacles so he can't shoot you at the same time. If there is a Reinhardt shield with him, it's the same thing. Just keep lobbing until the shield is down and eventually you'll be able to deal damage to the Bastion and kill him. SYMMETRA. SYMMETRA's attacks go through his shields, and her right click is very accurate. If you see Bastion with a Reinhardt shield set up, she is the perfect counter. Just charge up your right click all the way to the top and aim for the Bastion. It will go through Reinhardt's shield, and eventually they will have to move as long as your team is helping to deal with him at the same time. Next is MCCREE. Now MCCREE is only a good counter versus Bastion if he is close range because of his flash. If you are at a distance where your flash can't hit Bastion, you are too far away from him to be effective. Peeking around corners that are close to Bastion is your best bet as MCCREE. You can flash him, roll behind him to aim for his headshot box, which is the blue area, and unload your weapon into him and kill him pretty quickly. If there is a Reinhardt shield, just flash above the shield and you should be able to hit both of them. Next is Mei. Her ice wall is very useful against Bastion. Though Bastion can still DPS the wall down, using it to at least mitigate his damage and block his vision while moving across a certain area can help you and your team a lot against him. You can also ice block right in front of him to block his vision while your team rushes up to kill him and force him out of his sentry mode. ROADHOG. ROADHOG is pretty squishy versus Bastion, but with his hook, he can actually hook Bastion out of his sentry mode and then pretty much kill him if you get a good shot. Just peek around the corner and make sure you are in range and hook him when you can. Then your team can push up and kill him. Note that your hook doesn't go through Reinhardt's shield, so if there is one, you have to find the right time to use it. Now for Reaper. For Reaper, you have to first teleport somewhere around him where he doesn't have a vision on you. If his back isn't towards you, you can still go around him and try to get a few shots before you have to use a shift ability to escape. However, if his blue spot is vulnerable, you can teleport around him and make sure that he doesn't notice you and pretty much just shoot his blue spot and kill him pretty quickly. Lastly is ZARYA. ZARYA can lob shots from afar and deal damage as well, even if she has no vision of Bastion, just like JUNKRAT. Not only that, she can milk her charge from Bastion, as she can put shields on herself and also teammates, giving her more damage if Bastion attacks the shielded teammate. Use this to your advantage. If you are going into Bastion range, shield yourself or a teammate and bait the Bastion into attacking them or yourself. And if you get more damage, that is good for you. If he doesn't shoot, that is also good as well, as it gives you a few seconds of him not shooting to deal with him. So yeah, there are quite a few counters and ways to deal with Bastion. Try out one of these and see which one works out for you the best. I typically use GENJI as a direct counter, but the others that I mentioned work as well. I hope some of these quick tips help you guys out there, as Bastion can be a very annoying opponent to deal with. Just keep these steps and quick tips in mind, and he should be easier to deal with. If you guys like this video, please subscribe for future guides, tutorials, and gameplay videos. And other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.